Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and this reading is for Monday, November 30th, 2020. But as always, my intention is for it to be a timeless reading. And of course, always dropping into the cosmic forces of love and truth to see what it is that we need to know. Okay, and I'm using, of course, the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. So we have, for our theme for the day, oh my goodness, we have a repeat. Okay, the Tower reversed. I think we had that yesterday. Pretty sure. Goodness. Oh well. Okay, so. Get it? Yeah, okay. This, even though I really wanted this to be a timeless reading, I think this is more about COVID. Because this has to do with, when the Tower's reversed, it can be averting a disaster, like averting something. But it can also be not feeling free enough to break through the false self. Because the way I read the Tower card is we have all these little spiritual crises that happen throughout our lives, different times. Nothing can trigger us worse than our family, or better than our family, I should say. And of course, this is a very, the Six of Cups is about, reunions and family and loved ones and the past. But when it's reversed, we didn't get the reunion and we're maybe stuck in the past, or maybe this is about childhood wounding. Because this card reverse can also be childhood trauma. And then again, like I was saying, with the Tower reversed, we're definitely in that realm of being afraid to let go. Fearing change. Sometimes a downright refusal to let go. Like, no, I want to party with my friends. No, I want my family to come, even if it's dangerous, or my family is going to traumatize me just the way I need so that I can get in touch with where I need to break through my false self and say, I'm my own authority and I'm going to love myself even through those challenging traumatic experiences from childhood, and I'm going to be with my tribe who is safe. Or I'm going to be my own best friend and be alone, if that's what needs to be. Now, we're past Thanksgiving, so I don't know what happened. You guys are going to have to fill me in. I hear many of you have really laid down the law and, created really strong, healthy boundaries. And if that's the case, then maybe what has happened is some family members were in that place of really wanting to get together, and they were refusing to change, and they're still in their trauma, and they haven't healed it yet. And that is just, so unfortunate, but that's the way it is when we don't do our deep soul work. It's just the way it is. We continue to, recreate the same issue over and over and over again until we get the lesson. So just to go over some general, the general meanings, like I said, like a fear of change, fear of letting go, a refusal to break through and break down and restructure your life. I mean, it's not one of the easier cards because eventually, we have to go through the transformation. I mean, look at the butterflies. All these butterflies. We have to go through the transformation. This is a major arcana gateway, which means we have to get through this gateway in order to get to the next card, which is the star card, which is hope and faith. So, yeah, hope, faith, and success lies just on the other side of this card. Miracles lie just on the other side of this card. Healing lies just on the other side of this card. And a big, 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 bright future. So it's, it's one of those things we truly have to go through. Now, if it's in the other context, which is challenging. Doing these daily readings, I don't have a question that I'm diving into, and this is a general reading for so many different people. It's hard to really focus in and say exactly what it is for each one of you. In fact, it's impossible. But my intention was to see what it is that we needed to know. It's always in my intention with these readings, with any reading, is always, what is it? What will it take? What do we need to know in order to return home to who we truly are, to come back inside of our own integrity and an authority, which would be, that would definitely be our real self coming through. When the breakthrough has happened, when we're in the upright position, it's come through, and our real self breaks through the false self. And I spoke so much about that yesterday. I would ask that you go back and rewatch that video if you can't remember, because diving into it further again just feels a little repetitive. Other than sometimes, here's a way we can read it on just a purely mundane level, because this could be a friend, and a friend who came through with some type of false accusation, and it's triggered a childhood wound. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's a complete breakdown of a friendship, and you're in your childhood wounding, and they're coming from their childhood wounding, which very well may have to do with sibling rivalry, because that's such a common occurrence. But the Tower card reverse can be pretty oppressive. If we're not looking at it on a deeply spiritual level, and we're looking at it in just a mundane, it can be oppression from a sibling and from an oppression in your life, which reminds you of what it was like when you were little growing up. So that can be really challenging. And then diving more into the Six of Cups reversed, it is definitely stuck in the past. I mean, it's in the past when it's straight up. When it's reversed, we're really stuck. And of course, coupled with the Three of Cups, these are both cups, and this is a big emotional, like transformation that needs to occur, but it's not occurring for some reason, or it's still up, and we're, it's not something you just get over in one night or one day. You don't get the Tower card, one day, and the next day you don't. It's a process. It's a deeply transforming process that you have to just keep working with. But like I was saying, coupled with the Three of Cups, this definitely has to do with abundance issues. It has to do with trust in relationships and friendships and happy reunions. And just all the good stuff, all the good stuff from a heart-to-heart connection, in the heart of hearts connections. And then being stuck in that place where you're in the familiar, and it might be, might feel familiar in a weird way. And it could be a place where, even though, you're in your 30s or 40s, 50s, 60s, 20s, whatever, however old you are, 70s, 80s, I don't care how old you are, it could be something coming up from when we were very young. And those things happen, especially if we get together with our friends, our family and close friends, and whether it's in person or over the phone, or maybe everybody just got to talk on the phone because of COVID, and now things are just kind of left undone, and maybe some issues were brought up, but there was no real way to really get inside and transform them. And that happens. You can't, it's very rare to be able to heal the childhood trauma with your own parents unless they've gone through, if they've gone through their deeply transformational work and they've healed their issues with their parents, and there's been forgiveness on both sides, whether they're, still on the planet or not, you can have that spiritual communication, with the soul and spirit of the person who's crossed over, and you can understand what their life might have been like. You can put yourself in their shoes and have compassion and understand that they wounded you the way that they did because they had those same issues themselves, and it went back and back and back, for generations. So when we're stuck in the past like this, if you can't get the healing through with your parents, with the original traumatic relationship, if you cannot do that, and most of us can't, because that would involve our parents transforming and healing themselves, and then them coming to us and saying, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry," and letting you know exactly what it is that happened to them and how they did the same thing to you. And they want to, like the buck stops here, and we don't want to do this anymore in this family, and I'm so sorry. If you never got those words from them, if they never went through that level of deep transformation, then they're stuck in the past, and you're stuck in the past unless you have work with a spiritual therapist or a therapist that does, childhood trauma work, or at least a good therapist that will know enough to delve back into the childhood and ask you lots and lots of questions about what it was like, how it was for you, how did it feel being in your home, and what was it like with your brothers and sisters? Because I just keep getting the feeling of sibling rivalry here, and maybe you were one of the kids that kind of held everything together for the family when things were falling apart. And things are usually worse over the holidays than they are in any other days out of the year, and we get triggered in the holidays. So to have any type of reunion with our family who is still stuck in the past can definitely trigger us in ways that take much, much more than just a couple of days to have the full breakthrough, to have the new life coming in. Because this is definitely either averting a disaster or a breakdown, or some type of like self-created prison where we're still stuck in the past. So I don't know what it is for each one of you. Of course, I could never say unless I spoke to you. But I do give sessions with this type of work. This is exactly what I do. It's what I'm best at. So you can always book a session with me if you like. And if that's something that you can't afford or you don't want to do, just know that my heart is with you. And the best thing I can say is that these types of experiences, when they come up, do your best to love yourself through them. Do your best to allow the breakthrough to happen. Let yourself fall apart for a day or so. Let yourself just sob and sob and sob if you need to. I promise you'll come back together so much stronger. And you'll find that you never really were broken, You're just, it's that an open heart, a broken heart is an open heart, and then you're healing. You're on the path to reunifying your soul with your spirit. But we have to clear out all those old cobwebs first, So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this, except for, hang in there, hang in there, hang in there, and don't be afraid to feel whatever feelings come up. That's the key. Let yourself feel it all. You can't make yourself, you can't will yourself to feel, but you can say, I'm open to whatever feelings need to come up within me or want to come up within me. And when they come up, you could be in the middle of a movie, you could be in the shower, you could be, who knows where you'll be, what you'll be doing, the dishes, taking out the trash, whatever, being human. And what happens is that all of a sudden you'll have a memory from the past, and then you'll go, oh my goodness, and then you have all these feelings. When that comes, milk it out. You know, as long as you don't hurt somebody or beat yourself up or make yourself bad or wrong, just imagine you're the little one who just got hurt, and you're going to be the healthy parent that comes in and holds space. Like, be your own best friend. Let the breakthrough happen. And grieve the past if you need to. Or sometimes it can just be falling in love with the past again, remembering what it was like to be little. And, you know, maybe now that we're older, we could want to be a kid again. Be a kid. Let yourself be a kid for a day, at least. Let your playful self come back. Because the Six of Cups has the potential for healing and reunion and, you know, healing the past and bringing it full circle is what I want to say. But yes, okay, so my prayers go out to you all. I have my sacred chopstick and my, Carol named it the sacred chopstick, and Greg Oreo named it, oh my goodness, now I'm forgetting. Oh no, the companion? Is it the companion? I decided to put them both together so that they didn't feel separate. That was in his poem. It's in my community section. If you go to the little community tab on my channel and scroll down, you'll find both of those poems in there, and you'll love them. They're both really funny and really just brilliant, genius. But I'm forgetting now what Greg named the second one. It might have been the comforting chopstick. I forget. Oh my God. I'll just stop and I'll look it up later and then feel bad. But I won't beat myself up. Okay, you guys, take care. Bye.